I attended a conference recently, and they did a really cool thing where they had a reading list. Now, some of you will be familiar with this book and some of you won't, but one of the books on that reading list was called The Richest Man in Babylon. Now, this was a book that I'd heard of probably 5 or so times before that, and I finally decided, you know what, yeah, I've heard about it enough, it's got to be a good book, right? So I'm going to read it. So I went home. And my mom is way into motivational speakers and, talks and things like that. She has so many CDs and books. So I thought, well, I'll check through her collection with this reading list and see if she has these books. So I went and I looked, and sure enough, she had a copy of The Richest Man in Babylon. So I was like, oh, great. And that was all I thought in the moment. But I tell you, I read that book. And it just killed me as I'm reading this book and I'm seeing these highlights and I'm seeing these notes and I'm seeing the hand of my mother having gone through this book before me. And I finally just had to ask. I went to her and I asked, when did you read this book? And she told me, oh, I don't know, probably about 7 years ago. And I just reflected on my life and I thought, if I knew this information 7 years ago, I would have done things so differently. So if you haven't read this book, please, I am begging you. It is life-changing. And don't just read it. Apply the things that it teaches. Apply them to your lives. There is a reason this book gets recommended over and over again. And if you want to see one of the ways that I've applied it in my life, if you want to invest in your future and work towards a change and being able to live the life you've always wanted to live, then click the link in the description to check out what I've been working on.